Joe Biden's visit to Belfast in Northern Ireland became extremely controversial with all the attacks on the streets and his gaffes left, right and centre. But we had Arlene Foster on GB News destroying Joe Biden. While the rest of the mainstream media in this country are not really concerned about what happens in Northern Ireland on a regular basis, they don't even report on what happens in Northern Ireland or even in Scotland or Wales, unless there's some sort of scandal with Nicola Sturgeon. This channel will continue to report what happens across our kingdom. Thank God, we have people like Arlene Foster, who is very sound and very robust on these issues, former leader of DUP, extreme Brexiteer, sound conservative. And she was on GB News talking about Joe Biden. Let's go and listen to some of the stuff that she said about Joe Biden's visit.
Because, he talks about the Belfast Agreement and coming to celebrate the Belfast Agreement. But the Belfast Agreement is very clear that Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom until such times as people in Northern Ireland decide otherwise. And he needs to remember that.
I mean, that's the first obvious point to be made. She's absolutely spot on. Joe Biden, firstly, he's one of those US Democrat politicians that even if they have a little bit of their Irish roots in their ancestors, they go and every now and then, especially during election times in America, they suddenly become Irish. They love to be Irish and they just self-identify as Irish. You're not Irish, you're American. Having said that, he goes to Northern Ireland, then he goes to the Republic of Ireland, pretending to be nuanced. Yeah, I'm here to show unity, but he's taking the sides of the Republic of Ireland, and he's taking the side of the IRA, and he's taking the side of the European Union.
Because we know that he is, Dan, the most partisan president there has ever been when dealing with Northern Ireland. This goes right back to the 1980s, when we did actually have a special relationship with the then United States President Ronald Reagan and our own Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. And at that time, as a senator, Joe Biden spoke against helping to extradite IRA suspects to the United Kingdom.
Now, it's these things that need to be reminded to everybody, not just the American voters, but people across the world, in this country, in Western Europe, that people like Joe Biden are not on your side. People like Joe Biden are not on the side of freedom or democracy. They've been taking the side of the enemies every single time. We are so easily if I feel open to talk about Jeremy Corbyn. Even the mainstream media do talk about Jeremy Corbyn when he was a Labour leader, saying, yeah, it's a bit dodgy that Jeremy Corbyn took the side of IRA. Rightly so, right? Criticise him. But somehow they give a free pass to people like Joe Biden.
Yes, he was quite happy to be photographed with the late Rita O'Hare and Gerry Adams, despite the fact that she was wanted for the attempted murder of a soldier back in 1971. That didn't bother Joe Biden. He was happy to be photographed with her. And the list goes on and on, Dan, in relation to his dismissal of the British people living here in Northern Ireland. You've already made reference to the if you're wearing orange, you're not welcome here. And of course, he revelled in the fact that he told a story about his mother.
I mean, this is completely crazy. Imagine taking a picture, not just with Gerry Adams, that should already be a red line, but others, especially those who were on the wanted list. These people were enemies of the state, of Britain. It wasn't just against the constitutional monarchy. It wasn't just against the British forces. They were against British people. They were attacking ordinary, innocent British people. They're not nice people. Now, somehow that the whole thing's normalized. There's a reason that they don't want to come up with a perfect or some sort of sensible solution when it comes to the Northern Ireland Protocol issue or the peace agreement, the Good Friday Agreement, because the European Union, the American Democrats, and all the others, the whole of the establishment, they are on the side of the Republic of Ireland. Not because they love them, they're also using and the Irish Prime Ministers and Presidents because it's easier to go through them, to use them as a shield to just attack Britain. Joe Biden hates Britannia and the British culture. He does. And it's always been clear with those people on that side of the aisle, this is quite clear that these people are not on the side of freedom or democracy. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We're going to come back in half an hour. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.